Greetings, good people. Thanks for clicking on the video. Happy Wednesday? Thursday? It's Thursday already. It's February 5th, the year is 2026, and it's Hot Topics time, y'all. All right. So if you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. All right. So I like to get straight into it. So without further ado, the first topic has to do with Florida. Okay. There's always some foolishness going on in the dumbshine state of Florida. So for those of you who don't know, Florida is experiencing some wintry weather. All right, we're talking about the upper 20s, the low 30s. So anytime the temperature gets that low, these iguanas and these lizards that are always zipping around climbing trees and stuff like that, they suffer from something called like a cold shock. So they end up falling out of trees. They end up looking like they're dead laying on the side of the road, and it's because their body just freezes and they're just in a frozen state. So this man thought that this would be a good time, I should say, to collect them like infinity stones and film it. Now, I thought that this video was AI. It very well could be AI, but then again, this is so ridiculous coming out of Florida that it very well could be real. So you be the judge. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Say I don't be outside. What I be doing then? They say 5 second fat. It's cold outside. Where you at? I'm rounding up my friends. We getting it in type shit. How y'all doing? How many y'all got in my hand? I tell you shit.
I don't know, bro. 25.
It's a lot to them. Type shit. What's up, y'all? Y'all good? Type shit. They tired because it's cold outside. Type shit. But when it drop like 30 degrees, these be me. All me, please. Type shit. What's up, boy? Oh, he ain't sleep though. Him ready. Ready for war. I'm a young soldier type shit. Hey, close your mouth, boy. Chill. Hey, look. They sleep.
He's weird. Imagine you're dating a guy like this and you see this on social media. This is embarrassing. First of all, those things are dirty and they are riddled with all types of diseases and things. So you have fun with that, big man. But again, like I said, coming out of the dumbshine state, I'm not surprised. That's absolutely positively gross. Okay, but that's totally on brand for Florida, like I said. All right, who's up next? All right, love and hip hop. There's drama with the Love and Hip Hop people. Okay, so Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is scheduled to come back, I think, next week or the week after that, and the trailer looks pretty interesting, y'all. Yandy and Mendices are still trying to convince us that they're trying to work out their relationship, and their relationship is serious. Kirk and Rashida, they are going to be addressing the situation that happened with their son. If you know, you know. But according to Chaotic, he is alleging that Love and Hip Hop, the franchise, is allegedly being canceled due to low ratings. Okay. So let's take a look and a listen to what he had to say. He did mention Scrappy. Scrappy responded, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Allegedly. Let me put allegedly on that now. Allegedly, Love and Hip Hop is being canceled. Love and Hip Hop Miami, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, all Love and Hip Hops is allegedly being canceled, and it's over and done with. Entrepreneurs that's on the show, people like myself and others that know how to get money, we're gonna always get money and always stay rich and wealthy. But those that don't know how to get no money, I feel sorry for them. Those that don't know how to entertain and pick up these cameras and create content, I feel sorry for them. The Lil Scrappy, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Lil Scrappy. Because guess what, y'all? Lil Scrappy ain't got that dog in him. Lil Scrappy don't know how to create no God, but you know what? God liable to bless Lil Scrappy with something else. Love and hip hop.
Okay. So that's what he had to say. Now, take a look and a listen to Scrappy's response to this.
They love to say stuff is ending because they're not a part of it. They're not a part of it. They want to say that it's ending because it's not a part of it. They're not getting any checks from it. You feel me?
Okay, a man of very few words. Okay, so let me tell you the backstory with these two, if you don't already know. Okay, so Chaotic, he was on, what was Chaotic on? Miami, and then he went to Atlanta, whatever, whichever one. I think he was originally on Miami, and then he went to Atlanta. Yeah. So him and Scrappy, they forged this friendship, this bond. I don't know if they knew each other prior to Chaotic going to Atlanta. But anyway, they had like this brotherly love, freaking frat type of relationship. And Chaotic decided to no longer be a part of Love and Hip Hop, but to pursue his social media career. He wanted to be a content creator. Okay, fine. He wanted Scrappy to come along with him, and they were supposed to do a joint channel. Well, they did try to do a channel together, where they both did like these little. They go on little adventures, like a bromance type of thing where they do stuff and entertain the people. Now, Chaotic, he has the personality for that. He's very outgoing. He's very like hyper. Scrappy, on the other hand, and not so much. So for whatever reason, whatever happened, Chaotic accused Scrappy of not wanting to work. Scrappy accused Chaotic of being grimy and shady. Whatever happened, they parted ways. And ever since then, Chaotic has always been, he's done a lot of videos talking about Scrappy. So he brings up Scrappy out of the blue when he mentions this alleged cancellation of Love and Hip Hop. And to be honest with you, I just think it's just too much. Okay. And I'm saying that from someone who watches Chaotic's channel. It's like it's too much. You are always mentioning Scrappy. Let it go. The bromance channel idea didn't work for whatever reason. There's Scrappy side, there's Chaotic side, and then there's the truth. Let it go. You're doing fine, Chaotic. You're doing great on your channel. You're very entertaining. You have a lot of fans, you have a lot of viewers. Let it go. What I don't like is the little underhandedness to me. It comes across as a little underhanded. Someone will say out of their mouth, I wish them well. He ain't gonna be able to get no money. So you're insulting him, and then you know what? God is liable to bless him. No, you're hoping that he falls flat on his face so that you could be right, because you're still upset at the fact that whatever connection you guys had is no longer. And that's why you're constantly talking about him and saying things about him. You keep saying that Scrappy don't know how to get no money. He ain't making no money on Love and Hip Hop. Why do you care? Does he owe you money? Why do you care how much money he is and is not making? And if this is somebody that you care about, wouldn't you just hope for the best and not even, say anything insulting? I don't know. It just seems a little underhanded. And then he tried to clean it up with, oh, God is liable to bless Scrappy. Yeah, God can bless anyone he chooses to bless. Just because Love and Hip Hop allegedly is ending doesn't mean that he won't be able to fend for himself and do what he needs to do. Now, I'm not defending Scrappy. I just don't understand why Chaotic constantly brings Scrappy up. Let it go. You are obviously hurt at the fact that y'all not friends anymore for whatever reason. You wanted what you wanted, you didn't get it, and now you're upset. Let it go. It was like 2 years ago. So anyway, Love and Hip Hop is scheduled to be back. Like I said, will it be their last season? We don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of reality shows being canceled, a lot of daytime television shows being canceled, and it has nothing to do with ratings, but more so having to do with budgeting. So hopefully, no one will lose their job. But if they do, I'm pretty sure that all of them will land on their feet and they'll be able to pivot. All right. Now, moving on to a more serious matter, speaking of loss of a job, CNN did a report. They're claiming that they did research. What type of research? We don't know. But they recently reported that January was reportedly the worst month for job layoffs since the 2009 Great Recession, mainly in healthcare, tech, and transportation, due to economic conditions, artificial intelligence, or AI, and more. So let's take a look and listen to this report. Like to hear it? Here it go.
New data showing January was the worst month for job cuts since the 2009 Great Recession. CNN senior reporter Matt Egan is joining me now. What else is this report telling you?
Yeah, Sarah, look, this is a bad way to start 2026, right? Layoffs way up, hiring way down. So Challenger Gray and Christmas reports that during the month of January, U.S.-based employers announced just over 108,000 layoffs. Now, that is roughly double January of 2025 and roughly triple the end of last year. In fact, Sarah, as you mentioned, this is the highest since January 2009 during the great financial crisis. Of course, that was just months after the collapse of Lehman Brothers. Now, as far as where the layoffs are, it's really largely in two sectors, transportation and technology, really leading the way. In fact, two companies, UPS and Amazon, account for roughly 40% of the announced layoffs. Also, healthcare, chemicals, and finance as well. Now, as far as why companies are laying off during the month of January, the leading reason was a loss of contract, market and economic conditions, restructuring as well. Artificial intelligence, as you may have guessed, also playing a role as well. So you put all this together, and again, it really paints a concerning picture about the job market. Now, one thing I do want to note, though, is that we're talking about announced layoffs. Economists put more weight on actual applications for unemployment. And first-time jobless claims, they do remain pretty low, and the unemployment rate, it did stabilize at the end of last year. So we've got to pay close attention to what happens next on that. And hopefully we get some more clarity from the official government jobs report, which is expected out next week, delayed because of the government shutdown. One other thing to point out, though, here, Sarah, is this was also a bad month for hiring. Challenger says that just about 5,300 announced hiring plans by companies. That was down 13% year over year. In fact, this was the lowest since Challenger started tracking this back in 2009. And remember, Sarah, all of this comes after last year, which was the weakest for the U.S. job market for job growth outside of a recession since 2003 under George W. Bush. And this report at least suggests that there was no big rebound during the month of January.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. I mean, that's the best way to look at it. It's not good if you are in the market for a job or you've just lost your job.
Yeah.
It's
or
rough
all those
going
kids who
out
just
there.
got out of college.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Maddie. Breaking.
That's terrible. All you have to do is just look at all of the companies that are reporting mass layoffs. Just recently, I talked about Amazon and UPS laying off tens of thousands of people, and that was just like a week or so ago. I think I did that last week. This is all these statistics that this gentleman is reporting is only for the month of January. Go back 6 months. Go back to the beginning of 2025. Listen, they've been reporting mass layoffs. It's just bad. I'm pretty sure if not you, but maybe 1 to 3 people that recently lost their job. Plenty of people are online, influencers, social media influencers who used to work full time and then do social media part time, you know, talk about how they were laid off. It's the amount of black women that were laid off from government jobs. I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to 100% blame artificial intelligence because I don't think that that's the reason. Yeah, it plays a part, but I don't think that's the reason. What I do think is, I think this is a result of greed. And I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to restructure the workforce to see how they can, like they weren't already doing it, but how they can basically pay you the least and extrapolate the most out of you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing a shift in the workforce, meaning more hiring, but the pay has significantly decreased and the workload has increased. Okay, a lot of these companies are not giving raises, claiming that it's due to the budgets. I think that a lot of these corporate entities are misappropriating funds, and the people at the top are usually not the ones that get cut. It's the people at the bottom doing majority of the legwork so that the people at the top can remain employed. The Washington Post is going to be laying off people. I didn't even know that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Isn't that interesting? So that was reported recently as well. So you have a lot of many different, fields of employment. People are suffering. They're being hit hard, so I just wish everyone the best. Try your best to keep your head up. I know that means nothing and it sounds very cliche, but what are we going to do? This is a time more than ever where people should want to stick together. Community is something that over the last few decades, I would say, has been kind of like severed. It's more so me, me, me. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. It's about me. I'm doing me. I'm cutting everybody off. And it's an old tactic, divide and conquer. United we stand, divided we fall. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. Look at what's happening. Most people don't have family to help them. Most people don't have support because everybody's gone their separate ways for whatever reason. And it's affecting everybody. So, community is something that, people need to kind of like resurrect, real true community. That's how you thrive. If people stick together, everybody, thrives. And it's sad. It's really really sad. It's just so many people out here by themselves trying to figure it out for themselves. People are being laid off. People are losing, their homes, and it's really crazy. And I think that this is engineered to be this way. Divide and conquer. Make you think that you don't need anybody. Everybody needs somebody, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But I wish everyone that's affected by this ridiculous economy, I wish you all the best. I really really do. I really really do. All right, moving on. It's a sad situation, man. It really is. Moving along. Kamala Harris is reviving her political career, I guess. I remember her saying when she was campaigning and promoting her book, she said that she was not interested in politics. She didn't say politics, she said politics, but she's not interested. She's kind of giving it a break after she suffered a loss during her campaign for president. So former Vice President Kamala Harris is stepping back into political organizing with the launch of a new online hub aimed at engaging young voters. As speculation continues about a possible 2028 presidential bid, Harris announced Thursday, February 5th, that she announced that she is repurposing her dormant campaign social media accounts. So basically, it seems to me that she's trying to get at the young voters, which is smart. This is very, very smart. All right. So the article goes on. The initiative is being run in partnership with the nonprofit People for the American Way and includes many staffers from her 2024 presidential campaign, with Harris serving as an honorary chair. Immersia. In short, in a sh- in a short video. Okay, let's just play the video because I'm reading too fast and mumbling my words or whatever. I want you to hear what she has to say. Like to hear. Here you go.
President, what's going on with Kamala HQ? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have good news. So Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest of what's going on, and also to meet and revisit. Madam Vice President, what's going on with Kamala HQ? Well, I visit with some of our great courageous leaders, be they elected leaders, community leaders, civic leaders, faith leaders, young leaders. I'm really excited about it. So stay engaged, and I'll see you out there. Thank you. Visit with some of our great.
Good for you. Good for you, Sister Harris. But I just want to give some advice. Okay. I'm pretty sure she'll be running under the Democratic ticket. If she's going to be running, she's going to, throw her hat in the ring for the 2028 presidential bid. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Kamala. Don't nobody, we in some serious times. And a lot of the things that Kamala warned the public about is taking place now. All right. So you can say, I told you so, Kamala. Great. I didn't doubt you. If you gonna do your campaigning for your 2020 for the 2028 presidential bid, listen to me and listen to me clearly, Sister Kamala. I'm just I can't even get it out fast enough. I'm fumbling my words. We don't let me speak for myself. I don't want to see no Megan the Stallion bouncing and jiggling in an ill-fitted blue suit on behalf of your campaign. I don't want to hear Beyonce talking about nothing as it pertains to politics on behalf of your campaign. I don't want Kelly nor Michelle either, Latanya or Latavia. Okay. I don't want to see Cardi B at your campaign rally speaking on behalf of this. It is time, no shade to any of those artists, but stay in your artist bag. Okay. If you are not new here, then you've already heard me say how I feel about rappers and certain types of entertainers entering into the political arena and campaigning and all that stuff. Enough with the gimmicks. Enough with the gimmicks. Y'all gonna have to tighten up as far as the Democratic Party is concerned and get serious and tough on the issues that the country is facing. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Cheeto 4547 being in that White House is proof that they would rather see an incompetent imbecile in that Oval Office than a woman. That was proven with Hillary and it was proven with your mixed race behind. And I say that respectfully. Let's stop leading with, oh, black woman, Kamala. Kamala's a black woman, this. No disrespect. I'm a black woman. But you're going to have to get tough on the issues at hand. The gimmicks have to go out the window. You seriously, no, but I get it. People want to be entertained, but politics is not a entertainment field. Leave it to SNL. Let them do the spoofs and the skits. Let them do that. That's their lane. Let us comedians do comedy and entertain. Your job is to basically let the people know what you plan on doing and working with the people who will hopefully put you in office if you decide to run, right? And make some significant changes. So again, all that bouncing around and twerking and body yada yada and oh my God and Destiny's Child and cut it. I'm so sick of seeing that. Like I don't want to see no Snoop Dogg. I don't want to see no rappers. I don't want to see it. Let's get serious. So her engaging the young voters is a smart move. I hope that she's working with younger people as it pertains to campaigning, because the younger people who are active in politics, they have they have fresh ideas. They're in the world. They're the ones that's dealing with job loss. You know what I mean? They have their ear to the streets. Get familiar with technology. Get familiar with AI. Some of the younger politicians, or the younger kids in politics that are steeped in politics, they can help you with promoting and campaigning. You're going to have to use technology. You're going to have to get with the times. But all those days of rappers and trappers and yeah, we going to enough of that. Enough of that crap. Enough of sitting on the Breakfast Club trying to win over that audience. You're going to have to really, really hone in and sit with some people. No shade to the Breakfast Club platform, but you're gonna have to sit with the intellects that's really out here making moves and really out here talking about stuff. Not just a bunch of foolishness and gimmicks and hot sauce in your bag and collard greens. Enough. Like seriously, enough. So I wish her all the best. Again, that's just my opinion as it pertains to Kamala if she decides to, run again. Again, I wish her all the best, but I just don't believe that this country is ready for a woman to be president. And it's really president, and it's really unfortunate because she's qualified for the job. Damn sure more qualified than what's sitting in there now. But I digress. All right, y'all. Let's move this train along. So, for whatever reason, a former juror from the O.J. Simpson trial. Do you know how long ago the O.J. Simpson trial was? I think I was in the sixth grade. Was I in the sixth grade? It was either I was the fifth. Yeah, it was sixth grade, sixth or eighth grade. I don't remember. I was in grammar school. Put it that way, because I remember my teacher at the time, for whatever reason, put it on Fox 5 News, Channel 5 in New Jersey, Fox 5 News, and she was very upset when the verdict was read. And it made me look at her kind of weird. But anyway, not weird, but it's just because of what she said. We had no business. I went to a Catholic school. Why were we watching this on TV? But anyway, she could have gotten in trouble for that. So, for whatever reason, this former juror from the O.J. Simpson trial says that majority of the jury believed that he was guilty, but still voted to acquit, calling the verdict payback. Girl, you supposed to take this to your grave. What are you doing? Okay. Now, a former juror of the O.J. Simpson trial says 90% of the jury believed that Simpson was guilty, but still voted to acquit him as a form of quote unquote payback against the justice system. The climate of the 1990s when public trust in law enforcement and the courts was already fractured following cases like the acquittal of officers who beat Rodney King. I'm not laughing at this, but why would you get onto a public platform and say this? Anyway, Rodney King and the taking of the life of Latasha Harlins, whose shooter received no prison time, played a role. The verdict, long viewed as one of the most controversial in U.S. history, continues to be re examined decades later, especially during conversations about race justice and accountability in America. Yeah, they did a, after OJ died, they did a documentary about Nicole Simpson, and it's just, it's, these people are making money off of this. You understand what I'm saying? They don't care about no, some of these people don't care about no damn justice. This is a this is child. Anyway, let's listen to what this sister had to say. Like to hear it. Here it go.
Do you think that they're members of the jury that voted to acquit OJ because of Rodney King?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
How many of you think felt that way?
Oh, probably 90% of us.
90%? Did you feel that way?
Yes.
That was payback.
Uh-huh.
You think that's right?
Lord, why would you say this? Somebody said in the comments, said Happy Black History Month. Someone said you're supposed to take, right. You're supposed to take it to the grave, girl. Happy Black History Month. A win is a win. Well, we all knew. I love her response. They got oh, they got us back with Zimmerman. Yikes. You know, there's two justice systems in this country, I'm not even going to get deep into this, but this is very, very interesting. I wonder how much she was paid, if at all. I'm not saying she was, I'm not saying she wasn't, for this interview, because what's the reason? OJ is no longer here. Okay, like, there's two justice systems in this country. Okay, and as much as everyone would like to think that the justice system is fair and right, it ain't. And I'll give you an example. Unfortunately, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Robert Sylvester Kelly, right? Remember when he went to trial for the tape that everybody was going around saying that they watched? I'd never seen it, never had an interest in seeing it. And I thought that it was weird that some of my associates, the same age as me at the time, were going around saying that they saw the tape and oh my God, this and that happened on the tape. And I was like, do you realize that that's a crime? They didn't care. Um, the reason why he got off, I'm pretty sure that money was exchanged or whatever, and people were paid off. But one of the reasons they said that he was not guilty, and it's funny because his accuser, the girl in the tape, is now speaking out. Good for her. Anyway, they couldn't prove the girl's age. This is why he got off. They couldn't prove that the girl was 14 in the video, even though people who said that they saw the video said that she looked young. I'm sure the jurors saw the video as well, and they could say she looked young, but they were not able to prove her age at the time. This is in court documents. Okay, I think it was her high school, it was her gym teacher. He or she testified, and one of her classmates, the girl, testified. I think her name is Rayshana. I think it's been revealed her name is Rayshana. Testified at her age. The girl's parents could have easily took the stand, any one of them, and proved how old she was at the time. Guess what? They didn't testify. They didn't show up to court and they didn't testify. That's one of the reasons why Robert Sylvester got off, because they weren't able to prove hardcore facts, right? That she was 14. Doesn't matter that they say she looked like she was 14 or she looked like she was a kid. Her classmates said we're in the same class. Her gym teacher or basketball coach, whoever it was, said that yes, she's this age. Her parents did not testify on that stand. So he was let go because they couldn't prove that she was 14 years old. Well, they've made up for lost time, and that's why Roberts, as much as y'all love him and y'all love his music, I get it. Paybacks are you know what, and karma always spins the block. So Again, there's two justice systems, and it's what you can prove. So that's that on that. A lot of people think that OJ was guilty. Well, guess what? He wasn't found guilty. Okay. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I got. Ain't got no more. If you made it to the end of the video, I would like to thank you very much for watching. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. Let me know what you think respectfully. Thank you in advance. All right. I'm signing off. I love you for watching, and I will talk to you later.